Good. All right, what's going on, everybody? We're here for another day of the Pros and Cons Podcast on this fine August afternoon. Got a special guest, man, but first let me start with Darnell. You know we don't have our guy Simi here today. Simi has a heart the size of this room and probably never tells anyone no. So he's out providing some voluntary services.
I don't know about that. He always tell me no. I don't know about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Just everybody else.
Everybody else get that love, not you, huh?
Yeah.
I can dig it, man. But he'll be here with us shortly.
That hard love.
That hard love. I mean, y'all been knowing each other for a long time, though. So
Yeah.
you know, you like Big Threat, so he probably got a little animosity against you anyway.
Yeah, it became, him little bro. Now he trying to little bro.
He trying to show you up, though. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna work. But yeah.
I don't care how big he is.
But we here, man. We got a special guest, man. I know typically a lot of the time we tend to move towards the older crowd and hear their opinions and, hear what they have as far as solutions to some of the issues we run into when it comes to the city of Youngstown. But we've had to rethink this thing and figured that, a lot of the problems that we see going on here, it doesn't really involve us, man. It involves the generation that's coming behind us. So we said, well, why not get the voice of that generation to come in and tell us their opinions and see what's going on and what's happening. So I want to introduce to my left my boy Clay. I've been knowing him for a long time. How far back we go, you think?
A little minute. A little minute. I ain't sure, but it's been a while.
Yeah. Probably like 6th, 7th grade or something. I think I had you in the class.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time over in Kirkmere days. Yeah, so don't count those years, man. I'm still young. I got into it a lot earlier than most people. But Clay, man, tell us a little bit about you, man. Where you from and what you doing now? What you got going on?
Well, I'm from Youngstown, Ohio, the north side.
Okay.
I'm an upcoming rapper, and that's mainly what I've been focusing on. Trying to push a clothing line too. Got to get more into that, but for the most part, I'm rapping.
Okay. What you go by? I'm calling you Clay because that's what I know you as from when you were younger. But is there a certain line or a certain name that you run with now?
D Clay, NSB D Clay.
NSB D Clay. What does that NSB stand for?
Northside baby.
Northside baby. So is it like it's a crew of y'all, it's a clique of y'all, or is it just you?
Yeah, somewhat. We under 100K. That's just like brotherhood.
Yeah.
100K. Some my brother had came up with.
Okay.
Had passed. So, but like my other brothers, he go about 573, and just it's all under 100K for real.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's all the same thing.
Right on. Big Simi, you made it.
Man, listen.
You had to run up here?
Did I?
Didn't you tell y'all to rap? He don't do no cardio. He don't do no cardio.
You taking shots on me?
Hey, they've been taking shots all podcast.
Listen,
Since we
man.
started, you've been taking shots.
Listen, I'm out of breath. I got hair all over me, but I'm here, man.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
What's going on? With you?
Good. I'm glad you made it, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you made
Sorry,
it.
I'm right. I'm glad I made it. You hear me?
Tell him again.
Go straight from back here, back down there. I almost just left the little boy with a half a haircut. Like, man, I gotta go, man. I told him I got an hour. They were trying to squeeze 2 out of me. But it is what it is, man. So I appreciate you showing up, man. I'm glad I'm here.
Most definitely. Appreciate you.
So go ahead, take it.
Man, I heard you. We're gonna get at you since you came a little late, man. I heard you got your car stolen last night.
Wow.
Yeah, let's talk about that, man. Yeah, let's talk about that. What happened?
Man.
You thought somebody took your car?
Come on, man. Give us
Man.
one right quick.
I was at the club, man. I was at the club, man. I was at the club, man.
Oh, he was at the club. He was at the club.
For the most part.
Yeah, you feel me?
Hey, let's hit rewind. Can we edit that out?
Yeah, man. And I just couldn't find my joint, man. I'm like, hold on, man. I might have had it, I might have been a little lit. Tired.
Right on.
And I couldn't find my joint, man.
But you got it.
I got it.
He out there looking nice too.
It was there. It was there. Yeah, I'm piecing it together.
All right, we gonna jump off you though, man.
I appreciate that.
We're gonna jump.
Man.
We're gonna take the pressure off.
I appreciate that.
Now, we just had Clay talking a little bit about what he had going on. You ain't missed much, honestly.
Okay.
So we just kind of touched base on. You told us a little bit where he from. Northside baby, NSB.
That's what NSB stand. Because I was going to ask you what NSB
Northside
stand
baby.
for. Northside baby. Okay. All right. So born and raised over there. You never lived nowhere else.
I live somewhere else, but
Your heart on the north side. I feel that because my heart on the south side.
Yeah.
But I go everywhere. I got love for everybody, even though a lot of them don't got love for me. I got love for everybody. But I go everywhere. But south side,
It's crazy around that part.
That's because all of y'all little bad motherfuckers done moved, y'all mamas done moved y'all over there, and now y'all done teared up the south side.
I said y'all.
And,
I said y'all. I'm in my own category.
you know what I'm saying? That's what everybody on the side. I came home and I'm like, man, why the south side so bad? And ain't no other side bad no more. When I was coming up, every side was bad. It was something going on, except the west side. The west side was the white side. There wasn't nothing going on the west side. Not the west side, but everywhere. It's a wrap.
But the south side always been like that. Since I started coming out here, the south side always. But like you said, back then it was all sides. But I mean, south side, where is that? Like I always tell people, I feel like since I've been coming out here, I feel like Hillman is the heart and soul of Youngstown.
You know what? It used. Now watch this though. It used to be. It used to be. But I'm gonna say this, and I'll tell you why you can say that to an east sider. I've had conversations with dudes from the east side and dudes from the north side. They might put their gun in the car, but south side, summertime, Hillman Street, they coming over there.
They coming over on the south because it's the loudest.
Because it's
the loudest and the
you
flashiest.
gonna find the honey dips over there. The most people gonna be out.
That's why I say it's the heart and soul of Youngstown.
Right.
You know, a lot of people may disagree with it, but just think about it. Don't nobody really go up and down Warren Hill no more. I always say Warren Hill. That's where I started. So, but the thing is, if you bring houses and business back over there, what else they gonna do? They gonna go back up downhill?
Think so? That's a possibility. I see a lot of. It's funny, man. I do hear about a lot of projects coming up.
I want to do stuff on Hillman, like just because. But I want to get back onto the homie, man. You know what I'm saying? Get back to this music thing. But first, did you already? Because I'm coming in late. I'm coming in the second quarter. I ain't gonna say the third quarter, second quarter.
Maybe end of the first.
Okay, maybe. Thank you. I appreciate that. I take that. But did you give us some of your background, some of your your history? We know you from the north side, but we also know you ain't been on the right side of the street the whole time. And I'm gonna tell you something. And this ain't, you don't got to go into no detail on. But one of the reasons why I wanted you on here, and one of the reasons why I want young brothers like you on here, is because you definitely one of us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You might have started one way, but you changing that narrative. Yeah. Even if it's through rap, and a lot of people got a problem with rap or and the lyrics or whatever. But at the end of the day, you telling your story. You telling what your life is about. And you're doing it in a way that ain't gonna send you to the penitentiary, and I'm all for that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But so you started one way, but you're making a change, and so that's why I want the little homies to see that you can do that. Yeah. That if you find your passion, it might not be rapping, it might be basketball, whatever it is. I don't want to just say basketball, sports, or nothing like that. Cause they only want to put us in two categories: rapping and sports. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, whether it be the little homies that's over there right now, helping us with this. Yeah. They love the media stuff, whether it be whatever it is your passion is, figuring out what that is and use that to transition out of and make your life better and transition out of whatever the situation that you found yourself in that wasn't really good for you. That's what I want to talk to you about. You feel me? Yeah. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, whatever you comfortable giving us. Yeah. But it's a lot, it's gonna be little homies that's gonna be looking at just like, man, okay, if he can do it, I can do it. That's my whole,
Right, well, as y'all know,
we don't know, so we asking.
Well, I had to sit it down for 3 times. I had bonded out 2 times. Second time to revoke my bond. I got caught riding around with a loaded firearm. Okay. On 2 separate occasions. And the third time they just revoked my bond because I did the same thing twice. They just feel they should revoke it. So most people look at it like, oh, he's just another young black dude riding around reckless, ready to do this and ready to do that. But personally, just for my own protection, though, I ain't going around looking for no problems. I ain't going around starting no problems. But I want to protect myself if something was to come my way. But they ain't see it as that way. So,
well, of course they're not gonna see it that way. And we can. There's pros and cons, right? Mm-hmm. We can debate the the positive of it, and the negative of it, right? We understand being in Youngstown, one of the things they say is you better get caught with it than without it. We get that. Right. We get that. You know what I'm saying? But why do you feel like, what did your life look like that made you feel like it was better to get caught with it than without? Because here's the reality. We say that. Yeah. Brian probably don't say that. Brian don't think about running. I don't know. He might not think of riding around with a hammer on him all the time. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But Brian ain't necessarily, he ain't square, but he ain't lived the life we live. You understand what I'm saying? So it's people, I say that to say, it's people in Youngstown who don't have that mentality, like I gotta have my hammer on me. Yeah. So what was your life like that made you feel like you had to have your hammer on you?
Well, part of that reason, I just lost my brother early last year to gun violence. Yeah, so, and I don't really know my brother had no enemies for real. So for somebody to do that to him in the way they did it to him in such a public area, I just don't know, like, if people got certain different motives, somebody could be out to get me. I don't know what's going on because the name of that person still haven't been revealed. No, nothing. So, and then the way I grew up, it was like more of in a tougher area. That's all I seen. And then being that happened to my brother, I just want to make sure if something come my way, I'll be able to protect those I'm with and including myself.
So I'm glad you say that, right? Yeah. Because, again, we could debate if that's the best decision, but nonetheless, that's your reality, right? Yeah. So you have a lot of people who will be like, you know, they look at you, they looked at me, they looked at him the same way, like they just young, black, ignorant, just want to destroy the community mentality. You understand what I'm saying? And from what you're saying, that's not that. Yeah. You lost your brother, so as a result of you losing your brother, you felt like you had to protect yourself. Now, I'm not necessarily agreeing with it. I would want you to go about it the right way so you ain't going to jail for having a CCW or something like that. You getting your firearm license. You doing whatever it is you need to do so you have it the right way. But nonetheless, it's a narrative that we just savages. We just animals. We just want to kill each other for nothing. We just want to do all these different things to destroy our community. When when the reality is, but a lot of times that's not what it is
at all.
So but go ahead and expound some more.
Yeah, that's basically it. I basically summed it up for the most part. I ain't fully over those cases. I got sentencing on the 25th and see what they're gonna be doing me about that. But
so since you've been charged, what have you been doing? Since you had that case up until now, what have you been doing outside of doing the rap thing? To change your life. What else have you been doing?
Yeah, I've been meeting up, getting a program so that way I got something to show for next time I go to court because that was the agreement for me to get a year of treatment and stay on the right path. I've been staying out of trouble, staying out of places where I possibly feel like, oh, maybe I need to grab a gun just in case. Just staying. Every time I leave, I make sure I'm going from A to B, handling my business, doing what I got to do, and staying out the mix is more than I used to do before I had caught the cases.
Okay.
So that goes back to the discussion that me and you had a while ago when I was like, you don't have to get where you're going, you don't have to ride through the hood.
Yeah.
You don't have to go in certain areas that is basically like a hot zone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad you did that, but the thing is this. Me and you know that you like since I've been knowing you, you've been real straight over me. Yeah. Like, I look at you like my little homie, little brother, but you always been very respectful and handling your business the best way you know how. And see, the thing about it was like she was saying, like a lot of people look at it like, oh, he just got the little black kid carrying a gun. No, I can contest to that. Like since I've been knowing you, you stay out of the way. You help with everybody that's around you. You try to do the right thing with everybody, be respectful to everybody. And I feel like that's something that needs to be out there. Just not the fact that you riding around the hood, you got caught with a gun. Nah, that's not your whole story.
Yeah, that's right. And he always been a solid guy. Like I said a little earlier, I've been knowing him since he was in the 5th or 6th grade. Okay. I didn't know. You told me we had a young up-and-coming rapper come onto the podcast. So I just curious to see what it was walking in. Right when I walked through the door, he might like young blood.
Yeah.
So I look up and I see it's Clay, man. So it was without me knowing all of these things, I was like excited about it though. Like, okay, he turning the next level. He figuring things out in a different way. So don't ever. What I was gonna ask though was, you said you had a year to kind of try doing some things correctly. What specifically, where have you gone or who have you sat down with? Are there organizations that you're working with that's kind of helped you along that process?
I forget the exact organization, but I think the lady name is Lakita Smith or Lakita Clark.
Okay.
And I can't remember the exact organization it's under, and it ain't clicking right now. But I just meet with her once a week. Mm-hmm. We just touch bases, basically how we doing now. She asks me what have I been doing, what am I like as far as jobs and staying positive, staying out the way, and all that, and just see where my mental level at, and see how I've been dealing with things.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically just touch base on that.
And you got determined life. You got you surrounded yourself with some positive people.
So you got been working with them too pretty heavily.
That's how I found. That's how I met him through darn there.
Lakita Clark, she's a counselor over at Club 7.
Oh, okay. With Antonio Page.
Yes.
Right on. Shout out to Antonio on Club 7.
I ain't hip to him, but shout out to him.
Well, that was something that, if I'm not mistaken, that's something Miss Shauna had started.
Yeah.
And you was like the first one that came on board. Like when we first came, sat down and talked to him in the bill. Y'all was the first ones that we was actually trying to get started with, but we had a little pushback. I ain't gonna get into that part, but we all wanted to make sure that you go the right way. Because we see something in you. You may not see it, but we definitely see something in you. You know, like I always talk about you. I speak very highly. Shimmy can tell you that. You know, I know from being around you and a few things, you need somebody to be there for you. Like, you know, guide you in the right direction. You know, I'm glad to be able to say, I see that. You know, and I'm not just saying this, but he's a hell of a rapper.
So, speaking of that,
perfect segue.
I had to do my due diligence. I figured I was going to be the one to do my due diligence. Right? So I done YouTube and listen to every song.
I'm about to put one on.
And you nice.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You nice. So what I want to ask you is, you speak about, I mean, and we know rap is supposed to be a reflection of our reality. That's why rap was started, you know what I'm saying? For us to be able to tell our story in the hood, right? Our perspective and stuff. All right? But you rap about a lot of violence. Yeah. You rap about losing homeboys and all that, right? What I want to ask you is this. How do you feel like your lyrics, if you do, and I'm asking this because, you know, gotta ask it. If you do, how do you feel about your lyrics possibly contributing to the violence that we do see in the neighborhood? And how do you feel about the violence that you see in our community?
As far as my lyrics, I feel like for certain people, it's like that be listening to me and tuning in, especially younger, they might can take heed. It might can have an effect. It can have a negative effect on them, but not all my stuff is like that.
That's true.
Yeah, so,
that's true. You're right.
Yeah, so it's like it can have a negative and positive, but I just be looking to tell a story. And when I'm making a song, I just keep it as real as I can and just tell anything I've seen or I've been through personally. So that way you will get a better understanding of me. Because me personally, I've never been the type of guy that just open up to people. I always kept everything bottled up until like so much just keep hitting me, then I just explode. So everybody like, oh, he just aggressive guy, he just an aggressor, he whoop-de-whoop. But it's just because I keep everything in, then it just come out in that way. So being that I never been the type of guy to just like venting or like I want to talk to somebody, like even my mom or my dad, I never really talked to them. Only person I was like able to vent to for real was my brother that I had lost. So I feel like music is like another way. I can just be me, be myself, and feel me. Like things that I might be like a little ashamed to say or embarrassed to just openly say. Like when I'm rapping, I just be like, it ain't no filter, ain't nothing to hide. I'm just gonna hear it one way or another.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad. So let me just say this, and then you can. As black men, we have that problem, right?
Which problem?
Not being comfortable telling our truth.
Understood.
Because society say we ain't allowed to tell our truth. And me and Darnell talk about this, me and Brown have this conversation right now. We fighting for a space in society. We really, black men are really fighting for a space in society, a space to be heard and be validated and be valued. Real talk. And you just all you gotta do is look at social media. All you gotta do is look at TV, commercials, all that. I ain't gonna go deep enough into that, but we fighting for our space to be valued and heard in our society, right? So it's extremely important that you never let nobody take that from you. So I'm glad you found rap to be able to use that as the outlet. But what would you say to some of the homies who who don't have your skill rapping, what would you say to them? What advice would you give to them?
I mean, like some advice, a couple people had told me, like, you feeling away if you feel like you ain't got nobody to talk to, or you feel like you're gonna get thrown in your face, or somebody gonna judge you. Like, you can, like, just write it down, not even in rapping form, just whatever thoughts you having, get a piece of paper and a pen, pencil, whatever. Just write it down however you feel, and then once you're done, at least you let it out in a way. You just rip it up, ball it up, throw it in the trash, whatever. That way you let it out in some form.
My counselor taught me that a couple weeks ago, right? Or
down.
burn it up, write it down, and then burn it up, like, or throw it away. But you get it out your.
What's the significance behind that? Tearing it up, throwing it away, or burning it?
Forgetting it, letting it go. Once you get it out your system, you let it go.
They say you shouldn't really carry that negativity with you.
You shouldn't carry
it's
that.
It's like a weight. It's like an unnecessary weight. So you burn it off and move on forward.
I know I've done that when I was incarcerated. I just write it in a journal and just leave it there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool too.
I don't go back and read it. I haven't, but it's just get it out, put it up.
Yeah.
Mine's came in the form of poetry, but I'll share a real quick story with y'all that was so crazy. So I was doing that to try to get my demons out of me, right? I started writing poetry, right? And I had a lot of stuff in prison. I had, as far as the prison went, I had a pretty much an easy bit. I ain't really want for too much and stuff. I had my dark periods, right? But overall, in 26 years, I ain't have it as bad as 90% of the dudes. But I would write. But I was in segregation for almost a year, and that's where I started writing at. And I wrote in poetry form, right? And I remember. And then after I got out of solitary confinement, me and one of my, he like a little brother to me, we started a poetry program. And you would be surprised, initially, homies like, man, ain't nobody doing that, man. Like, in the penitentiary, ain't nobody writing poetry. Before it was all over with, every time we put on a poetry show, the whole compound trying to come down there, right?
Yeah.
But I say that to say, I value my words, I value the feelings that I put on this paper. And I really moved in prison in a way to try to get out of prison. Once it really hit me that I can actually get out of here, or I can actually die in here based off the decisions I made, I really tried to move and make decisions that was going to ultimately get me out of prison. A racist sergeant didn't like the influence that I had with staff and stuff like that. And I used to always write in the barbershop. I was a staff barber. I used to always write in the barbershop, sit in the barber chair, and I write. And I keep it in there because it's my barbershop. I keep it in there. I came to work one day, and I probably had like almost 300 poems at the time. I'd actually put it in book form, was shopping it around to get published and everything. I came in the barbershop, man. I went to go write something, went in my drawer, and my stuff was gone. And this dude, I just took my stuff and just threw it away.
Wow.
That was the first time that I probably really was going to risk my freedom, because I felt like he just took everything of value to me, my thoughts, my feelings, and said they weren't shit. And it almost broke me. It almost broke me. But I share that story because that's how important it is for us to get that stuff out of us.
Right.
Some type of way for us to get that stuff out of us. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's rapping, writing, whatever, however you do it, get it out of you so it don't tear you up. But that's how valuable it was to me to get that out of me and to do that to me. Like, yeah, it was. They talked me off the ledge, the major and a couple of the captains in them,
right?
Because I was gonna do something to that dude,
and they say
and risk my freedom, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so I'm glad you found that outlet, and you taking your pain and you turning it in. Not only you taking your pain and you turning it into profit. That's a hell of a business move.
How old are you, Clay?
I'm 20.
20. Yeah, still pretty young. So what? So obviously, right now, I mean, we're at a pivotal point in the city of Youngstown. I think it's a lot of young people that I see as they're moving with a fearless-like mentality. They really don't bother to listen to too many people. And I always say, I mean, I feel like it's a sense of hopelessness with the young people. Like, they don't see anything else but what they have around them. What would you say to that? Do you think that's the case? And if it is, what can we do to, change that? Or if you feel like it is that way, what's caused it?
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. Nobody want to listen, but everybody's stuck in their own ways, and a lot of these young dudes, they got a point to prove. Like, ain't nobody doing stuff because that's who they genuinely is, and that's how they really got to move or feel like they got to move. They seen this person do it, and they're like, oh, he cool, he getting attention. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to promote myself this way. That way I can look cool for the females, for my homeboys. This click over there, that click over there. I want to look like this tough guy. I want to look like I'm somebody I'm not. So everybody like creating this false narrative of their own self and trying to carry out with it. So everybody just doing stuff irrationally to prove a point. And I feel as far as helping this situation, honestly, maybe they should. I ain't wishing jail on nobody, but me going to jail, I noticed it like opened up my eyes to certain things, and it like made me realize more that I got more to lose than I thought. So maybe by the way they moving, if they accidentally move wrong and then they get jammed, maybe that'll give them time to think. Some people don't, but that's me personally. That's what helped me move different and realize stuff that I didn't realize beforehand.
Right. How much do you think social media plays into a lot of the problems that we deal with young people?
Like 80%.
80% of it. That's me. Because I had a young dude tell me, he's like, a lot of time, Mr. Youngblood, most of the guys don't even want to do what they're doing. They do it because they know it's going to be recorded or seen and watched by other people. So they feel like they don't have a choice. But to either say something back, react, or you know what I'm saying, or get back whatever way they feel that's necessary. So for you to say 80% of the problems that go on probably start.
Would you say social media is the new peer pressure? Yeah. So how does someone like us, right, who y'all consider old, right?
I ain't old, man.
I ain't either.
I'm a young cat. I'm younger than these cats.
Yeah, I'm younger than this cat. So you hear me? But how do you? So what advice would you give us in trying to reach somebody like who you was? Because you ain't that person no more, or who you was. And I tell you this, and I say that proudly because I've been got turned on to you. I've been got turned on to you, but I said I don't know yet. Honestly, I did you the same way society, the community doing me. When I came home, they was like, well, we don't know yet. And they still saying we don't know yet. And I'm 3 years in, but they still saying we don't know yet. But I had to see, because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for my platform and what we trying to promote and stuff. So I said, okay, is he really making that effort? Is he really turning that corner, right? And I seen it. And I wanted to make sure you got acknowledged for that.
I know.
But how do we get to the little homies like you were?
Honestly, I feel you got to just let it happen because I had plenty of people in my ear before I started deciding to change on my own. Like, oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't carry that. You should chill out. You shouldn't just be the aggressor. You shouldn't be this way. You shouldn't do that. All my life, since I was 5, my mom been telling me, my dad, everybody been telling me, and people even like Darnell, everybody told me, like, you ain't got to just, you should do this, you should do that, but people can tell you whatever they want, the best way they can, as many times as they want, but until you actually feel like you're ready to do that, it's not going to happen.
Right.
So you can talk to somebody all day, talk their ears off, talk them to sleep, talk them when they wake up, and it's going to go through one ear, not the other, because they still stuck in this mindset that they already in, until you actually able to get out of that mindset and do it for your own self, it ain't gonna be able to happen.
And I respect that. So let me ask you this. Because we don't have the luxury as black men and young black men to make the same mistakes that our counterparts, or white, Asian, whatever counterparts do, right? Our mistakes cost us decades in prison, or not our life, or if not our life, right? So at what point, if you feel it's a point, because I agree with what you're saying, but at what point do we stop trying? If there is a point.
Once you feel like you talking to yourself, like you ain't seeing no progress, and you know what you're saying is correct, and you know like you giving the best advice you can, then you see this person just like just keep doing the same mistakes, it's like, I don't feel like it's never too late for real though, but So I really can't call that, but at the time, it's just like, once you just see they just too far off it, I mean, it is what it is, ain't nothing you can do about it, but I don't feel like it's never too late for real.
So you think sometimes you just gotta hit your head?
Yeah.
Like no words.
Yeah,
people are gonna save you from
time.
it.
Yeah, everything take time. So I don't think like I said, I don't think it's never too late.
Yeah, maybe minimizing that blow. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't a couple decades in prison. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't get them to change completely, but you at least do something that keeps them from making that drastic decision that may completely alter their lives. You know, small hand, slap on the wrist is a lot better than 20 years in the pen, though. You know what I mean? And
like he said, it might be the wake-up call that a lot of them need. I hate that narrative. I hate even having to accept that as a reality, that sometimes the best thing for us is to go to the penitentiary to save our life. Like, that is a dire mentality.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Think about it like that.
That is a dire mentality that we got to go to the penitentiary to save our lives, man. Don't know other ways to think about life like that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And so I'm with you as far as sometimes they got to knock their head. And I'm with you as far as never giving up. I think minimizing or I don't even know the phrase I want to use right now, but I don't think, not necessarily pouring everything that you have into them until they ready, but being consistently there, letting them know that when they ready, you there is important.
Right.
It's basically like looking at it, like I always go to this scenario. Look at it as them being an addict. Until the addicts say they won't help, you can't really help. If they don't say they don't want it, they don't say they need help or won't help, there's nothing you really can do. So it took him to go sit down in the county. To him to realize, like, yo, I need help. I need to start listening to what everybody else was saying to me.
Right.
And I agree with you as far as, like, it don't have to be that way. It can be anything. It can be a person just getting sick, at home, just sitting there to yourself. Like, if people would, like, get that thought of changing, just go somewhere and sit in a quiet place. And just think. Let all your thoughts come together. Let everything that you heard somebody else say come to the head. So now in that way, you can sit there and be like, man, I can change my life right now. Because it's just that simple. It's just that simple and easy. It's not hard. But I don't want nobody, especially him, because he's the only one, I really was talking to like that, to go through what I went through. But realize, like, yo, you got to change your life. It took a long time for me.
Right.
And it's still a work in progress. And you just got to, like, he was talking on the way in. I know what he about to do, but I also need to know that he need a plan. I feel like everybody in life need a plan.
Right.
Stick to that plan and see it through, no matter what.
So what about, because I always like to share stories that I hear from young people. So I'm in there, giving a young cat game like I always do. And he stopped,
as you should.
Yeah, and he stopped me and said, Mr. Youngblood.
Because you do got game. Hey, listen, real quick.
Said,
a little side caveat, real quick, since y'all put, talking about me losing my car at the bar, right? Listen, at the brother wedding, I wanted to record, I recorded him. I wanted to post this so everybody could see how smooth he was, but he said, "Nah, that ain't for everybody. That's just."
I seen the pictures.
You know what I'm saying? The brother was smooth. He was smooth.
No.
He was real smooth, man.
Since I met Youngblood and been around him, it's just not, at the wedding.
Right, no doubt. That's true. This is very true. This is very true. This is very true.
He's like one of the young guys I actually say I like look up to.
Right. Sometimes I forget he's young.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget he's young. Yeah.
The way he carries himself is well spoken.
Yeah.
He keep knowledge.
Shout out to Mr. Youngblood.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. But look, we only got a couple more minutes, man.
7.
But before we go, man, I want you to, right now at 20 years old, Give me the top 3 lessons you've learned in life so far.
Ooh, wait.
All right, 1, be yourself, regardless. Because in this day and age, everybody want to be something they not.
Say that again for me. Say that again for me.
Be yourself. That's the top 1. Like,
That's right.
Everybody want to be something they not. Everybody want to be what they seen or what this person next to them is, and it ain't you. Like, you got to be who you is and follow your own path. No matter what your brother, sister, uncle doing, you got to do what you feel best for you and focus on yourself and on your own journey.
That's right.
That's what I feel.
It's grown man talk.
Right now.
Yeah, that's what I feel the most valuable one is. Second, I mean, if you love it, if you feel a way about something, like passionate about something, that's anything. Like nowadays, everybody want to rap, do YouTube, whatever. Which I personally don't see nothing wrong with it. But if that's what you want to do and you passionate about that, then invest in yourself and really take that serious and promote yourself how you're supposed to and push yourself. If you believe in yourself, let's start with you. If you don't believe in you, how you expect somebody else to? So,
but tell them, not to cut you off real quick, but I want you to tell them how hard it is, right? Rapping is more than just rapping.
Yeah.
And I know this based off of conversations I've had with your the people around you, you know, and they tell me how you lock yourself in the house like all day, all night. You ain't doing nothing but getting your lyrics together, getting your business aspect of it together, getting your YouTube aspect of it together. Like so just let them know, man. It ain't just about putting some lyrics on no paper, man.
Yeah. It ain't like when I rap, I give it my all. Like it be something small, like if you want to consider it small or not. Like just about this interview, like I can when I leave, go to my car, grab the phone, write something about us being in an interview, just like one bar, and then just like put it in rapping form. Something about us doing this interview, and I just expand on that. So it's like you really gotta, like I keep it authentic. Like it could be the smallest thing, like, and I just put it in a rapping form, and I expand on it. Like sometimes I do more than just one bar right then and there, or I leave it like that and go back later on and expand on it more and more. But it ain't easy.
If you got 24 hours in a day, how many hours you devote to your craft?
Lately or?
Lately. Once you got serious about it, how many hours a day would you devote to your craft?
I'd say like 13.
13.
13 or 24.
So I ain't even going to say you sleep 8. I'm going to just say you sleep 6. So that's 19 right there. So it's only 6 hours left out your day, right? I mean, and I say that, I ask that because I want people to understand, like,
yeah,
it's supposed to consume you almost. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be thinking about nothing else but how to do this, how to get better at this, how to become the best at this.
Right. 13
hours out your day, that's more than the overtime shift on the job.
That's right, man.
Right? Last one, and then we out of here.
Let's see. Let's see, man. Don't get easily influenced. Don't get easily influenced, man. Like, me personally, I don't smoke. I never smoked a day in my life. Like, I might drink, but I ain't no heavy drinker, but I never smoke. I had friends in the past tell me, like, oh, D-Clay, you still don't smoke? Hit this blunt, hit this blunt. Parties, hit this blunt, hit this blunt. I'm like, no, I don't see nothing out of it. Like, I'm not going to do it because everybody else doing it. I ain't never been the type to just do what everybody do because it's hyped up. I do what's best for me and what I really want to do. Like, as far as, like, that's clothes, smoking, with anything. Like, if I ain't gonna wear no clothes because this person got it and this person big, if I don't like it, I ain't finna get it. Now, I don't personally see myself as no smoker. I don't really see I ain't against it, but I don't really see the point of it. So, like, don't be easily
There's no value in it for you.
Yeah. Right. So, like, don't be easily influenced and have your own mind and stand on what you believe.
Promote your stuff, man. Tell them where to get you at.
Let me say, go get it promoted. I'm gonna say one more thing before we ride out, though, because I think it's big.
Wow. Okay, for sure.
Well, you can go ahead and put it out there.
Go look me up at NSBD Clay. You can find my music on YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Google Play, anywhere, any streaming platform. Go check it out. That's NSBD Clay.
You ain't playing. What's the name of the album?
My recent album is In Bands I Trust. That's my brother. His nickname is Ben. So, And Bands I Trust is a 12-song project. I think they like it.
Right on, for sure.
And I was gonna say, man, I'm gonna be completely transparent. I wake up, I get on WKBN every morning, as I'm getting ready for work. And one day I got on and I seen you. And you were in an orange jumpsuit. It was a mugshot. Yeah. And I'm like, damn. Like I was upset, I was disappointed, but to come here today and see where you are, man, I'm proud of you though. So you're not limited to that picture that I've seen on WKBN that morning. Like you come so far, just hearing your dialect and how you speak and how you talk, how you can express yourself and give guidance to people that are behind you. I condone you for your growth, man. And I wish you nothing but the best.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure, man.
For sure. Double.
This guy. Go check out D Clay. Go check out D Clay, man.
Right,
D Clay,
sure.
D Clay, D Clay. I'm already on YouTube.
Yeah, dig that.
I'm already on YouTube.
I say that.
Did you subscribe though?
Let me get on it.
Look. Hey,
I'll be here tomorrow all day listening to you, boy.
My man's got a clothing line up in Cleveland, man, called Comma Club. Right, he did 12 years, falsely convicted. No, 15 years, my fault, shout out to L. 15 years falsely convicted, and he was able to get his conviction overturned.
Right on.
He started his clothing line called Comma Club, and the story, it says your story is not over. Comma is a pause in your story. You had your pause. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to rewrite the rest of your story.
That's right.
And you're doing it, and you're off to a hell of a start. So I'm proud to say that you was on here, man. I'm proud to say, I'm kind of knowing somebody who's going to turn into something. When I'm 60, I'll be like, yeah, I know that, yeah, you might be about 30-something in, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I know the little homie right there. I appreciate you, man.
Same
I
to you.
appreciate you, for real. Listen, we appreciate y'all showing up, tuning in. Hopefully y'all got some. I know y'all can share this with y'all sons, even y'all daughters. If they ain't watching it, let them listen to it, man. Little brother dropped some jewels that they need to hear, and it's coming from them. We often keep on talking about the young people is unreachable. They too far gone, and we don't want to put the work in and connect with them. We got to stop talking at them and start talking to them and start listening to what they got to say. Even if we don't necessarily agree with it, let them know what they got to say is important. And I promise you, we'll start seeing a different result. It ain't going to happen overnight, but it'll happen. With that being said, y'all see we got some apparel up here. Anybody want some Determined Life T-shirts? You can get some made for y'all. The Urban Scholars got man, go ahead. Tell them what you got. I ain't about to talk for everybody.
We got a couple hoodies, man. Hoodies, T-shirts.
Is they for sale?
Yeah, they all for sale, man.
Okay.
Everything for sale. And I always, put a plug in for the school, Academy for Urban Scholars right here on Market, man. We do it differently. Education looks different in these walls. We got shout out to our production crew out there, two of our scholars that are out there facilitating this entire thing, working the cameras.
One of them sleep on us, but it's all good.
Working the soundboard.
Move, look.
Oh man! But big shout out to the production crew and Hawkeye Media and Mr. Too Fly Keith Logan in the background as well.
Too Fly, go ahead, Double.
Well, mine is Determined Life, my personal training business, but I'm also in the process of rebranding.
Oh yeah.
So
you gonna put it on here first, right?
Oh, ain't no question.
Oh, okay, all right, for sure. For sure.
Then I will also have some DAB Property Group as well. That's coming soon too.
That's what's up. Y'all know I'm trying to do everything in the world, man. I got a body for the hair on me right now. I'm about to go back down there and cut some more little bad kids hair.
Barbecue and barbers and barbecue.
August 18th, collabing with my man B and the Urban Scholars. We got the Barbers and Barbecue. It's gonna be bigger than it was before. Thanks to them, we're gonna be passing out free food. B got the food set up on deck. We're going to be registering for people for school, right?
Yep.
People going to be able to register for school. We're going to have like 7 dope barbers from the city coming out, volunteering, trying to give y'all kids some nice cuts. What else we got? We got we got backpacks, not backpacks, book bags that we passing out for the kids for they're going to have school supplies in them and hygiene in them. Yep. So I'm excited about that. Also, we do have and it ain't just for young men either, just so y'all know, because we're going to have somebody for the ladies too, right?
Oh yeah, we definitely have some beauticians coming out, ladies. We didn't forget about you. So we usually have some hair braiders, makeup artists come out. And
so we gonna be. It's for everybody, man. It's for everybody. We trying to. It's August 18th from
Thursday.
11.
Yeah, we'll get started about 10 to 3.
10 to 3.
10 to 3.
10 to 3. The barbers gonna be there around 11. I already told them that I ain't gonna try to squeeze them out, squeeze another hour out. But barbers gonna start showing up, being there about 11. Yeah. So man, come on, man, support. Not only support us, support your kids, man, and give them access to this stuff that we putting together for them, man. I appreciate y'all inviting me on and letting me be a part of it. You know, God works in mysterious ways. I was having problems trying to solidify me a space. So when you called me, it was right on time.
It always works.
And so, you know, collaboration is what's up. That's how you know what I'm saying? So again, y'all got that. I got to start shouting out my BFO, you know, Building Freedom Ohio, man. That's an organization that I'm super serious about. It's a political activism organization that's using our vote to leverage power against rules and policies that's made against people coming home from prison or people who've been affected by the criminal justice system, because you ain't have to go to prison to get a felony. But once you get that felony, now they got all type of rules and laws to try to make your life harder, right? This organization is about fighting that, man. So we need to build it out. We got a great core, but we need people who really serious about the work, who willing to put the time in. We meet every Thursday at 5 o'clock down at the at the Oak Hill Collaborative. So if y'all interested in that, come through and really get some information on how, you know, we can change some things. We about to put out a real big voting campaign and try to shake some stuff up. So be looking for that. And with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate you. And 2 weeks from now, we'll holler at y'all again. Peace.
Peace.